In the previous video, I explained products from Garden of Life and the sequence that should be taken. Also introduced to you this book, Patient Heal Thyself. Now I'm going to explain to you what happened when I took the products in the sequence. Now I knew this wasn't going to be easy because I'm not used to eating good food. I knew I had to restrict my diet. No sugar, no preservatives, no grain wheat flour, and no food that had oil derived from a seed during its preparation, such as fried food. And I couldn't use that type of oil on my salad. I had to use olive oil. Well, when I arrived where I lived, I was all set, and I figured I'd take the perfect food and get started on my restricted diet. And I didn't realize how many times I would have a false start. Oh, you guys want to come over and let's go out and have beer and pizza. Can't do that. I would be at work and I'd send out for food. Can't do that either. I had to prepare my own food daily. Or I would prepare the food, put it in food containers, put it in refrigerators, be there for 2 or 3 days, and take it to work. Put it in a microwave, heat it up. Or else I would have prepared food that I wouldn't have to eat. But I had to stay right with that restricted diet and continue with the perfect food. Well, I think the best thing I should have done was practice for a week or two prior. I had all that perfect food and I'm not sure how much good it was doing. But I got through a month and by that time I was all set. Started with the fungal defense. I'm doing pretty good. I didn't find any effects at all when I'm doing any of this. It was normal. Well, I did the fungal defense, and I went into primal defense. And didn't notice anything. I will have to say, though, when I took the perfect food, the first week or two, I was a little gassy. Yeah, it was kind of embarrassing. So I thought I'd pass it on. That's something I want to sneak up on. Well, when I got to the primal defense, after about a week or two, I felt kind of junky. I didn't feel good at all. So I called up my buddy, the guy that told me what to do and take the sequence. He said I might be having Herxheimer's reaction. He told me it might not sound very good, but everybody has had it. If you get a common cold, you go through Herxheimer's. It's the immune system that's kicking in, and you're going to feel kind of junky for a while. It should last a couple of weeks. Well, I told him, look, I've already gone into the primal defense, and I haven't got an awful lot left, and I really feel like junk, and definitely gone into 2 weeks, and I don't feel good at all. I said, look, all right, what you can do is don't take any more of the probiotics and just stay on the restricted diet. When you feel better, I can start back up again. Or you're going to need more perfect food anyways. So why not just stay with the primal defense and the perfect food to take them both at the same time? I figured I'd go that route. This Herxheimer's reaction, I had to have it close to 6 weeks. Oh, I had no idea I was that sick. I must have set a world record. Now, I had a job where I had to stay on my feet. If I had a desk job, I'd have to walk at least a mile before work and during work and after work. You got to keep your legs pumping all the time to get the blood circulating. Well, I did that standing on my feet on my job. This is not going to be an easy thing for some people. If you're at a desk, I would say, if you haven't Herxheimer's, stop the probiotics, wait till you get better naturally, then continue back on the probiotic. Now, get this one. I was into the primal defense, I stopped that, and I had to wait 30 days before I took the RM10. I noticed something was going on. I didn't quite sure. Now, I was walking by this packing crate in my garage, and it had a shipping tag on and all this stuff. I looked at it, opened it up, and I put it back in. The next day, I can remember what was in that shipping tag. I looked at it again. I said, yeah, that's what I read. I've had attention deficit all my life. I've had fog brain. I started reading books and magazines. I can remember what was at the top of the page when I got to the bottom of the page. Now you're probably thinking, yeah, right. It's true. This stuff works. As long as you stay with the restricted diet and no cheating now. If you get false starts, you're going to start all over again. Take those probiotics. Now, I said, this is good. I think I'm onto something here. Now, I had Asperger's syndrome. I got that in high school, all right? And I didn't think it was going to have any effect taking the probiotics. But I noticed I started communicating with people a little bit differently. I went the entire month. I took the RM10, and I was told by my buddy, he says, be careful. It can release more toxins into your systems, and your symptoms might come back. I was at work a week, and I was taking the product. My boss called me in. He said, listen, I can understand, you're a good worker. You're doing the best you can, but you really did a blooper this time. And you're going to have to be more careful what you're doing. And he asked me how I can make a mistake. And I told him I was taking the probiotics and all that. And he said, well, what's more important, your job? Think about it. All right. So I stopped taking the probiotics, which I should not have done. And I'm going to explain that in a moment. I stayed on my restricted diet, and I weaned myself off of it. And this Asperger's syndrome was gone. Now, you have to figure now, I'm into this like 5 months. Think about it. This is not an easy thing to do. And I was amazed at well it worked. I was having a conversation with people. I knew to keep my mouth shut because I couldn't stop talking all the time. The hallucinations that I was having. Now, and some of you may want to put your comments in on this one. I would start shadowboxing the invisible man for no reason. I just, by myself sometimes, some people, I think I want to hit somebody. And I would talk to myself constantly. That was gone. Completely gone. It's like, you can't imagine the relief of feeling good. Having all these issues and they're going away. Although I will say I did have an hallucination that was constant that went on for years. I thought they were daydreams. Well, the same daydream, if it's repeating itself over and over and over again, then it's a hallucination. That's gone. I had one more to go. Now, these were going on all the time, simultaneously. For years, decades. Face blindness. Prosopagnosia. Some famous actor has it. I couldn't see people's faces. I couldn't see my own reflection in the mirror. I thought, what am I going to do with this? I mean, I don't want to go and take that RM10 again. What I should have done is waited a month, maybe a little longer, and then start back up with the RN10. I didn't do that. No, that was a mistake. Well, I continued with a restricted diet because I really needed something that I could digest freely, comfortably, and quickly. I had a very active job, what I was doing. And I couldn't eat what everybody else ate. At my age, I was past middle age. I couldn't eat the burgers and the french fries. I knew better. I couldn't do that. I ate rice and vegetables. And that's what I ate. Well, my symptoms actually started to come back. I was getting dehydrated and I wasn't feeling good, but those rice and vegetables worked really well. And in fact, that's what I was consuming when I first started on my restricted diet, when I get going on the probiotics. And I went back to the rice and vegetables. You're going to have to find your own methods of different types of food and use your imagination, which works for you. I started feeling much, much better. And I started, wait a minute. Why don't I just start all over again? Perfect food, from the fence, primal defense, and get this going again to see if it worked. And I did. Well, I got all the way up into the RN10. The face blindness went away. Oh my. I thought, well, I'm free at last. No more of these issues, neurologic issues. Not true. I started going eating whatever I damn well pleased again. I should have known better. And right in the middle of the day, face blindness came back. I should have understood because I started talking to myself. I was shadowboxing Invisible Man, and then the neurologic issues coming back. I had to do the whole thing all over again. I'm talking, this is a long, restricted diet. I'm talking 4 or 5 months. Well, what am I supposed to do? This is not a one-time thing you can do once in a lifetime and you don't have to do this again. This is something that I have to really pay attention to. Now, I'm fine. I got my microbiome tip-top condition by this time. Although I can tell when I'm eating the wrong food, it's going to come back. Your microbiome, the digestive system, is extremely important. And I don't think many people pay attention to it because you don't know. It had to be somebody that was nice to me, that understood my issues, and told me what to do. And it worked. I'm passing the information on to you. You can order the probiotics in the link below in the description box.